I went out to go to an estate sale this previous Friday. I'm recording this on Saturday, so yesterday, this video probably isn't going to come out until Sunday, so August 11th. I went to this sale because something specific in the ad had caught my eye. And it wasn't this. It was these cards that are some kind of super primitive video capture boards from 1988 for PCs. I saw these in the pictures and I thought, all right, well that's weird. I'll go see if I can get those and see if there's any other kind of related stuff around. Well, I found something that didn't make it into any of the pictures that is so much more awesome than those boards or even any kind of related stuff. So I'm going to do just a quick video where I'm going to go through this box and look at all the things inside and just kind of quickly move through it. At some point in the distant future, I'm gonna play with this toy. And I'm gonna see if I can get it working. But I know that's gonna be a fair bit of work. Then there's a few things that I'm gonna need to build so that I can fix it. It's gonna be a whole thing. It's gonna be a while before I can get to it. I probably won't even get to it this year. So right now I want to just go through this box and look at all the stuff that's inside. You may guess from the wardrobe change that things didn't go exactly as planned, so instead of recording this Saturday afternoon, evening, I'm doing this part Sunday late morning. I'm still going to try to get this video out on Sunday because I want to. I'm still going to do my best to have a video this Thursday. I really want to be in the habit of having a video every other Thursday. That's what I want to do. Okay, enough of that kind of filler material. So, like I had said before, I don't know where I put them. Oh, yeah. When I went to this estate sale, I went because I was looking for these boards. So I had seen these, and they caught my interest, and so I wanted to go find them. And oh, look at this! This is like a triple layer. Like that's it is weird stuff. But I also saw something else in the pictures that caught my interest. I saw this, and it was just kind of from the back, so I couldn't really tell what it was, but I could tell from this sort of cableage that it's a floppy drive of some sort, and it is in fact a dual full height. The camera doesn't want to completely cooperate. Dual full height 3.5-inch drive, and when I saw it, because of the color, honestly, I guessed that it was possibly a drive setup intended for use with a TRS-80 Model 1. Because in the pictures, and even here in real life, the color is almost identical to the Model 1 color. So that got my interest, and I was like, okay, there's some cool stuff. I'll go see, if there's anything else along with it. I'm now thinking, and I haven't looked at the computer. The box is down here on the floor behind me. I'm now thinking that this is a dual drive setup for the SWTPC 6800, which is pretty freaking cool. So the other reason I think it's not for a TRS-80 is it has a different kind of connector going on here. So, more things to dig through and to take a look at. So I'm going to just start pulling stuff out of the box in the order that it's in here. I didn't really look in the box at the estate sale. I just looked enough to see, oh, I know what that is. And there was one of the people who worked for the estate sale went around. I was like, hey, could you take this box up to the hold area for me? Thanks. But then I started looking around to see if there was other things. Oh, I found some other things. So, giant pile of 6800 documentation, actual SWTPC branded binders. So that's pretty cool. I have not looked in this at all yet, so I have no idea what's in here. Oh wow, a catalog that is like actual. Oh.
Okay, so that is different than this because this is wide, so the power supply must be over here, and in this drive, the power supply is presumably in the back. But that mini floppy disk system, $1,000. Oh my gosh. So there's one of these in the box, also the audio cassette interface. So that's, wow, that's a printer. My gosh. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna flip through this stuff pretty quickly. Okay, so this is Motorola documentation for the 6800 itself. Bitrate generator. Okay, so there's some support chips. Ooh, programming reference manual. Ooh. Oh. Considering I've never written any of my own 6800 assembly, these will end up being useful to me. I do still want to get back one of these days and pull out that Heathkit 6800 based computer because I have 2 of them now, and play around with that. I may end up playing around with this more. Okay, so manuals. What else is in here? McBug, Minibug, engineering notes. Okay, assembly dumps. Computer system addendum. Oh, this is in really fragile shape. I wonder how much of, I know a bunch of this stuff has been scanned and uploaded to archive.org. If there's any of what I have here that isn't, I will add it to my ever-growing pile of things to to scan. McBug. I love the rights reserve. I don't know how well this is going through, but it is a huge. It's like a full-size capital R with just a circle around it. Ooh, ROM monitor version 1.0 user guide. SWT bug. I like that logo. Oh yeah, it's okay. So it's the same one that's there. That is not coming through very well. I wonder if I change this. No, that made it worse. All right, that makes it a little bit better. I love that logo because it keeps the same form language as their other logo. Oh, okay. You may need to modify your board. Okay, so this is all that. 6800 software. BitRAM memory diagnostic. I'm sure I'm going to need these. Now, I know some other people in my area have one of these computers and have refurbished it and got it completely working. So I may call upon the kindness of strangers to to get this working. So these are, wow, like actual legit in a hurry photocopies where you can still see the I made a lot of photocopies like this of Dungeons and Dragons books back in the days. What's this? Alpha graphic display board for SS50 bus. I wonder if this has like an actual video. Oh. I may be doing this in the wrong order, and if it doesn't, there's a schematic here, so I can just build my own. Yeah, add that to the list of projects, and this is pretty. What? Abstract Orange by Kathleen McGlynn on Genographic System, Personal Computing Magazine, January-February 1977. All right, that's kind of a neat image. Here's your local dealers. Another catalog. Some other paperwork and miscellaneous. What's this? System B, complete data processing package. Someday all terminals will be smart. Oh my gosh, that is so big and chunky. It's I think I want to make a reproduction of that t-shirt. Altairs suck. That is fabulous. And then SWTPC 6800 Computer Newsletter, issue 1A, June 1976. Wow! That is freaking cool. Okay. All right. This is some glorious stuff here. I am super stoked about this. Okay, so there's another 3-ring binder. What's in this? Screwball? What? What is a Screwball compiler? I've never heard of. Screwball is an extendable language. Add new keywords. Screwball contains a complete 68. So inline assembly. All right. Whoa. Or is it like? What is this programming language? All right, so I'm gonna have to. It has Go subs, and so is this like a mashup of? This looks a lot like BASIC. So is this like a mashup of compiled BASIC with just massive amounts of inline assembly? Wow, look at all this documentation for this. And then is this might be here's the source code of the compiler. So I did not see any discs or cassettes around. So I don't have any software for this. I have paper and I have hardware. Nothing in between. Okay, so here's a basic compiler. TSC Basic for 6800. Let's see. Basic is basic. Although this looks like it has inline assembly too. That was the other thing about that basic. It didn't have line numbers. So is the structured? Oh my gosh. Okay. Mnemonic assembler. Okay, so just an assembler. We would call that an assembler. Back in that day, things that we kind of take for granted that was something special. Okay, so that is what is in there. I'll try to be really careful as I go through these to not rip out any of the hole punches. Okay, and then this is the other stack of documentation. Another Micro Basic Plus, which is a regular old line numbery sort of basic. So, I wonder, how hard would it be to scan things like this and OCR them and write some scripts to trim a bunch of this stuff out so that we have the code for these things. I'm not going to type this stuff in. My days of typing in basic programs out of books are, I hope, over. But, if something like this could get... If only we had a device that could recognize things on paper and convert it to an electronical format. Okay, a line editor. So is this Edlin? I don't know. Type it in and find out. Okay. What's that? Oh. Well, now that's fancy. Floating point package. I wonder. So it uses. Oh, that's interesting. So it uses a whole byte for the sign. It's the sign byte. And it looks like. How many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bytes for the mantissa and 1 byte for the exponent. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay, so this talks a bit more. All right, so that's... All right, interesting. The sorts of floating point formats. I wonder what this does for InfiniNAND. The sorts of floating point formats that we use now are optimized for hardware, and that format is clearly optimized for the software implementation. Okay, I'm gonna keep these in order. So the SWTPC 8K Basic version 2.3 user guide. I know someone else who has this manual. Text editor. So this is a photocopy out of some interface age, December 1976. Okay. Interesting. So this is all the okay, text editor. All right. And then CP68 and M6800 operating system. Huh. I haven't really done anything with 6800 based computers. So I have no familiarity with this operating system at all. And this is the kind of book, I kind of hope that this is already scanned because it's... Oh. That would be why scanning this book would not have been fun. I really... Oh, that broke my heart a little bit. I hate this kind of binding. It would be really hard to scan this without doing that massive, like, a billion times. So I'm going to definitely check it before I add that to my pile of things to scan. I'm trying to keep a brave face after that. Okay. Hopefully I'll do better with the hardware. So in the top of the box is the, I don't know how much, maybe this will work. Yeah, this is probably not going to, oh, actually it looks like it did focus. So there's a lot of stuff on here for a cassette interface, and it plugs in through a little ribbon cable, and this other cable is just two-prong power. Mic, record, ear, motor control. Wow, there's a lot of... So what kind of a cassette tape? Auto, manual. There's a lot going on with this. It's very light, though. There are... I don't know how well it'll come through here. It looks like 5, 10... It looks like basically 15 TTL chips, transformer for the power supply, and maybe half a dozen just discrete transistors in there. There is not much to this cassette interface. Okay. Interesting. Huh. Okay. And really, when I looked in the box, as soon as I saw this, I had some idea of what was to come. All right, I'm just gonna pull out. So there's the computer with a bunch of cards installed in it, and then there's a bunch of just loose cards. I'm gonna pull out the loose cards and just kind of go through them. All right. So this is a bare board. I wonder if this is just a random project board. It looks very specific, though. This might just be so what's that say? Cellatron SWTPC 1206. I wonder if this is just like a project board for doing your own thing on. Okay. And then, all right, well, that's Midwest Scientific Instruments PROM RAM 6800. It's got some EPROMs in here with handwritten stuff in pencil. I can't tell what model of EPROMs those are. Okay. All right. And then this, actually, I wonder, will my camera be smart if I zoom in? It's often not smart in general. Okay, well, it seems like it did okay. What are all these? Okay, so these are, it doesn't say, look at that. 21L02? And this board actually looks, no, it's similar but different layout. Okay. I'm not familiar with what those chips are. Although from the layout and the general organization, and someone had the wrong socket on hand when they were building this, and so they had to make do with what they had. So there's two 112 that are very small RAM chips. So I wonder if this is a RAM board. Okay, so here's another similar board. Okay, wait. Does this say this? Okay, so this says MP-M. So I think this is from something I saw when I was flipping through the manuals real quick. I think these are memory boards. Interesting. Oh, and these are not, maybe those are the right connectors. Okay. So these were all loose, so I don't know if these work, right? Because they're not the ones that are installed in the computer. I'm assuming that the ones that would be, I'm still getting used to having a second camera up here. Usually when I do these kind of shots, this is the only camera, and anyway, so I don't know if these work. I would assume if these were working boards, I probably would have left them. I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate. This says MP-A, and it's got the SWTPC logo on it, so it's something, but it's missing a handful of chips. Oh, this is like my quality of solder work, which is to say, it's a little rough. This might actually be better than what I would do. All right, what else we got here? Okay, so this is another bare board, and the layout of this looks like those memory boards. Oh, yep, MP-M. So this is a bare memory board that they didn't get to, I'm wondering, looking at that solder job, I wonder if these are just bad. They were an attempt, a swing and a miss at the soldering. This has got some, oh boy howdy, more Ian style, really rough soldering, and some bodge wires that are just hanging free. So, and missing chips. This is a 6821, MC6821, which is like a PIA, I think. And then these are, that's an EPROM. I don't know. It was manufactured first week 1977. Nitron NC6571A. I do not. My familiarity with chips of this particular vintage is very, very low. Okay, what's going on with this? Oh, well, this interesting. So MPA2. There's the 6800 right there, so this is the processor board. So I wonder if MPA and MPA2, if this is like the base RAM board, and this is the processor board. I really should have gone and I was just so excited to to like do this that I didn't go back and watch some other people's videos about this to kind of refamiliarize myself with it. Wow, this is really dirty. Really dirty. All this stuff is going to need some serious cleaning. So that's interesting that there's the process. Okay. And then there's a couple of the smaller cards. I do remember that there are like 2 card sizes for this computer. There's the, let's set this over here so there's still in frame. There's the larger size and then the smaller size, and I don't remember what the difference of this of the sort of thing was. So this is a MC6820, and this looks like the kind of same kind of plug as that. So I wonder if this is some kind of a serial interface, and it's MP-C. If this is some kind of a serial interface board like you would use to talk to the cassette. This is MP-R, and this is another 68B21. So I'm assuming that this is 5 volt. I don't know how well that's going to come through on the camera. 5 volt, 2716 only. So this is for burning ROMs. Okay, so that's there's enough burned ROMs on here. That seems like a necessity. MP-LA, another 6820. Interesting. And then this is I bet this wire wrap board with a random wire. Help me debug where this wire goes. Oh my gosh. And then the main chip that would be on this is missing. So I wonder what this would have been. It has a crystal on it, a 2 megahertz crystal. Okay. Oh, and then the last thing that was floating around was this box of chips. So what do we got going on here? Okay, so that is definitely MC6800. And that's... Oh, okay. All right. I recall that there was an upgrade for this system where you could replace the ROMs and either the whole CPU board. There was some kind of an upgrade for this to upgrade from a 6800 to a 6809, which is a much more advanced 8-bit processor. So I'm wondering if what's in there, why this board is out here, if what's in there is a 6809 board. That would be very cool. And then, so these are 2114s, which with, what is that branding? Intersil? I am not familiar with them. And then these are also 5114s, RCA branded. So these are RAM chips, some 74 series logic chips, some ROMs. This says Simon, and that says, I do not know what that says. Okay. All right, so that's interesting. All right. So I'm going to set these things even further off to the side. And the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's see if I can get this beast out of here. So, one of the things that I need to do before I even make any attempt at powering this on is, do you see this capacitor that's about the size of a soda can? I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say that giant cap probably needs reforming. And so, I can't think of his name. The channel is Tech Tangents. He has a whole series about building an apparatus for reforming these giant caps. Because I'm sure if I were to go out and try to buy one of these caps new, it's probably $40 or $50. And it just needs some TLC. So the front, if I can get that to the front, actually it might be better on this camera. The front looks fabulous. Oh my gosh, it is in such, there's like one scratch in the plastic right here, but other than that, it looks terrific. Oh my gosh, that is in such good condition. Okay, so a couple of these cards back here I'm not going to take out because they have wires going back to these ports on the back, and I don't want to mess with that. Let's see if I can turn this around if I can see what they are. So this is an MP-S, another MP-S, and an MP-LA. So this board in the middle here, there was one of those here, is one of these, and I'm not sure what that is going to be for. And I can tell, well, that's a different layout of board. All right, I'm going to remove these boards just to take a look at them. It looks like these are both RAM boards, and so this will be the CPU board up here. And no, they are different layouts. Let's see. How difficult is this going to be to get out? Oh, it's going to be a real pain. Let's see. Let me try a different angle here. The whole time while I'm doing this, I have images of that binder cracking, the binding cracking in my mind. Okay, so this is all those Intersil memory chips. Does this have any Maker's Mark branding on it anywhere? Not that I see. Oh, wait, there's some stuff on the back. What's it say on the back? Digital Service Design, P.O. Box 741, Newark, Ohio. And it looks like kind of stylized HE-A-1. And then this says DSD 2114 16K, so 16K RAM board. Very gently put it back where I found it. Looking at it, the fuse in the power supply is intact, so that's a good sign. Whoa, that is okay. I don't know. So I lost a little bit of footage there. Turns out this little cable right here has the webcam and the microphone connected to it. So when I moved this, it pulled that out, and yeah, I lost like 10 minutes of video because I did not notice until I saw, hey, why is the inset frozen? And crap. Okay. Anyway, so let's. There's a bunch of more stuff in here to look at. Let's just go ahead and dig in. So this I can tell just by looking at it is going to be the floppy controller. I'll pull this out very carefully. And so this would be the connector for this floppy cable, and it's not clear which way is which because it's not. Because there's been some reworks. Oh wow, that is spectacular. Holy smokes! So the branding on this is HE-A1. And it's got just the standard, what is it? Standard 1771 floppy controller. Presumably this was for a what's the word? 8-inch drive. A couple 555 timers. That's interesting. Yeah, pretty straightforward looking little floppy controller. Oh, it's made by F&D Associates MDI-1. So, okay. Put that back. I find it a little bit odd that it's in this particular card position, because I'm not, like, I don't, how did the cable come in? I guess it came in through this hole and kind of snaked up above and came in that way. Okay, that makes sense. All right. And then I want to look at this other board that is most certainly a memory board. Oh, okay. And this thing is fabulous. There is a lot that I like about this memory board. One, I really like the layout, like the, and also that is a serious block of jumpers. They're so the rows are labeled 1 through 6, and the columns are 0 through F. So there's 16 of them to configure. I'm gonna assume it's to configure how much of it is populated. It's probably not based on the capacity, and there's some additional jumpers over here too. I didn't notice that before. So the branding on it is SM24 RAM 1980 Thomas Instrumentation. These RAM chips that are on it are 2114s. So those are going to be, if I'm not mistaken, they are 4 bits by 1K. So each one of these columns is 2 banks, is 2K of RAM. And there's 12 of them. So it's SM24, 24K RAM card. Okay. And it looks, I mean, this side of it looks great. What's the backside look like? Okay, so the backside looks good. So either this was commercially made, or the person's soldering skills improved very, very dramatically by 1981. This looks really good. I mean, there's a bunch of flux residue, I'm assuming, although it almost looks up here like something dripped onto it, but that's mostly on the back. There's a little bit of it on the front up here. Okay. So I'll put that back in. This was in this slot, I believe. Okay. So, and then this has got to be a processor board. Okay. Yes. Well, that's surprising. So this is, during the camera shenanigans, I put the other boards away. But this is not a 6809 as I was anticipating. This is a 6802. The original 6800 had a bunch of weird stuff about how it wanted its clock signal. I don't remember the details. They came out with so it required a lot of external circuitry, just to clock it. They came out with a version of it later, the 6802, that doesn't require all those shenanigans. That was also, I believe that's also one of the improvements that the 6502 made over the 6800, is that it didn't require all of that external stuff. It was just much simpler to drop into the system. And so now I'm wondering if Motorola took a dig back at Moss of, well, we're going to call our thing also an O2 that has the simpler clocking. What else is on this? So there's 2 RAM chips here, 2114, so 1K of RAM. Okay. So there's 2 rows of on the board here. So this is how it was designed, but these are pairs of sockets like the kind for these RAM chips or these 74 series logic chips next to each other. So this is, I don't why would you make it like that? Unless perhaps instead of by putting things in these sockets, you put them over the other one. It could take a different CPU type. Like maybe it could take a regular 6800 CPU or maybe a 6809. Maybe that's why the 6809 was in that plastic case. That I don't know. So this ROM chip on it says SWT bug CP68 boot. Okay, so that's going to be the ROM image for that operating system. Okay, well that's interesting. The branding on this is Percom, PERCOM, and it is a SER117C. Oh, and the date on the back here is January 1st, 1982. Okay, so then there's more information back here. Percom, made in USA, 1980, SBC/9, SS-50, Rev A. So that's quite a bit of information. I ought to be able to look up all those numbers and find something about that board. Why it's designed the way that it is. So at this point, I'm gonna pack this back up in the box, and I'm gonna put it in the giant, Raiders of the Lost Ark warehouse with all the other stuff, and I'll get top men working on it. I do not know when I'm going to get back to this. It is going to be a while. I have got a huge list of other projects that have been in the queue much, much longer that I finally need to get done. So I'm not even going to speculate when I might get to this. I'm going to guess it won't be this year. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate a like. If you would like to see any of those other projects ever come to fruition, including this someday, I encourage you to click the subscribe button. And if you know anything about any of these oddball boards, why this is maybe configured the way that it is, or anything about it, please leave comments below. I know that this is going to be a massive research project, and anything that can help out and give me a leg up on that would be a tremendous help. I know I'm going to have other people in the area who have these kinds of computers help. I know I'm going to have to build the capacitor reforming contraption. There's a lot of stuff to do, and it's going to take a while. But until then, as they say, try to remember the good stuff.